Hi, and welcome to our second objective. And in our second objective, it's a little bit redundant, but I am going to talk about risk return. So I think that is probably a good discussion for us to have. So let me go ahead and share my screen with you. Okay. So what we're doing in this objective is we're going to take a look at financial intermediaries particularly. And again, one of the things I really want you to take away is that we can indirectly provide funds to savers. To investors, okay? So banks do this, mutual funds do this, and let's start with the idea of a bank. So if we have a lot of people that are earning more than they are spending, then they're going to take that and they're going to save. So here we have 5 people with amounts of money in their savings account. The bank's going to pay interest on that. So that's a gain to savers. And let's say they're going to pay 3% on the savings accounts. The bank then is going to bundle all of that saving together and make loans to borrowers. And we would say that the borrowers here are actually investing. Remember, it's like the idea of our factors of production in terms of capital. So for new equipment, for business expansion, those kinds of things. The banks then charge interest. So I'm going to make this a negative because you're paying the interest, and maybe that's 8%. So what happens is the bank then nets the difference between the two of 5%. So they're making 5% on the savings account monies that they turn around and loan back out. This does facilitate goods and services because it actually creates jobs. When we talk about investment in buying capital, that means then that we're going to need more capital. I always use the example of tractors. So we might have tractor production, or GDP, should be a G, increasing. Again, so that helps individuals purchase more goods and services, all but indirectly. Mutual funds are a little bit different. Mutual funds are where we take the equity financing. I did talk about it very briefly in Objective 1. But it's where we're looking at equity. We want to own shares in a particular organization or several organizations. Maybe you want to own every computing company, okay? So I want to own Microsoft, I want to own Google, I want to own all of these things. So one of the things that it allows me to do is to buy a sliver, okay, of a share. And it also allows me to diversify away firm-specific risk, okay? We can diversify away firm-specific risk. It's one type of risk that we have. We can never diversify away market risk, but through mutual funds, we can get that diversification. Some other types of financial institutions that are out there, credit unions, pension funds, and so on. And so they provide this indirect financing to individuals. Now, the one thing I do want to make sure that I mention is what we call the risk-return trade-off. And what this means is that this is one of these foundational variables in finance that says, here's the deal, is if somebody tells you they're going to make you 10% in the market, I can guarantee you that they are doing so at a higher risk. Okay? So the higher the risk of an asset, whatever that is, that you are doing financial investing in, then the higher the rate of return or return on the investment. So the higher the risk, the higher the return. And if you're interested, there's a pretty good YouTube, it's called Trader's Edge, and you can go ahead and click on that. It's about 8 minutes long, and if you're interested in learning a little bit more about the risk-return trade-off. Okay, so I think that does it for this objective, and I'll see you back in Objective 3. Thanks.